Welcome back to Tocqueville Talks. I'm Brent Nelsen, and I'm the director of the Tocqueville Center for the Study of Democracy and Society at Furman. And I'm flying solo today. My co-host, Beth Larive, is off doing other summer things, and I have brought into the studio today our, I don't know what we call you, our administrative manager. What are you, Lucy Southwell?
So my official title is the Manager of Student Programs and Events for the Politics and International Affairs Department. My name tag is very long. So for Tocqueville, I do more administrative, logistics, really back-end management things. It's definitely a huge chunk of my duties for the year is Tocqueville. But I don't have an official Tocqueville title, really.
No, you're sort of seconded to Tocqueville from the politics department. And if you don't know what seconded means, you need to look it up. It's in ChatGPT. Tell me a little bit about your background, because you don't come to us just as somebody off the street. You have, real scholarly cred. So tell us where you went to school and all of that.
Yeah. I have an undergraduate degree in communication studies from Lee University, where I was also a theater minor. I'm sort of the oddball in the room. I don't have a strict scholarly pedigree. I've always been more of an artsy person. And so I took those experiences and I went and did my master's in arts, festival, and cultural management at the Queen Margaret University in Edinburgh. So I have a master's in what's essentially kind of nonprofit leadership, I would say, with an artistic bent. So I use a lot of those skills in my role here. I just I haven't read as much Nietzsche as some of you guys in the office. So
or even Tocqueville.
Right. Very, very little. So
no, but yes, we hired you because of all that good background that you have, and you've put on a lot of events, and you continued to work a little bit in the theater scene. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm a local actor, director, stage manager. Usually in my bio, I reference I've once been the back end of an alligator in a production of Peter Pan. So I've done a little bit of everything in sort of the theater world. Done a lot of volunteering at festivals, and I had to learn how to use a Czech keyboard. Czech as in
the language. As in the language.
For a fringe festival in Prague, because we had these laptops to set up, and sometimes people don't think about the different language keyboards that exist, and then suddenly they're staring at a keyboard and they're like, what is this? What's this symbol above this letter? I've never seen this before. So that was an experience. So I've done a little bit of everything is the short answer.
Well, tell me a little bit about the job you had before you came to Furman, and tell us exactly when that was. I think it was 3 years ago. Is that right?
Yes, I've been at Furman. It'll be 3 years this coming October. Before that, I was the outreach coordinator at a local nonprofit in the upstate at the Chapman Cultural Center. So we did a lot of grant work for local artists. I was on the grant giving arm instead of grant writing. So we managed grants for the state from the South Carolina Arts Commission and other organizations, and it was our duty to pay artists in the upstate, which is so important. And it was really rewarding, a really great job in that regard. But I'm happy to be here now, too, instilling different kinds of, it's not monetary gain that we're distilling here at or instilling at Furman. We're doing knowledge instead, which is also great.
Well, you're forming human beings.
Right.
So that's really important. But I will say that your creative talents definitely come into play because you design our posters. You even order our swag, which is so very important in a student organization.
It
right?
really is, yeah. Lots of Tocqueville everywhere. It's lucky he was a good-looking guy, right? So we can put him on everything, and it doesn't look crazy.
Well, at least the painters made him good
That
looking.
one painting made him look really good.
Well, there are only I think 2 images of him anywhere because he died in 1856. I don't know
Very young, right?
Yeah, well, yes, he was too young. But also the camera, I don't know, it was invented, right around that time.
I've seen a few political cartoon sketchings, and they don't look as nice as his lovely portrait. So that's what we use.
Right. And I came from an aristocratic background. So, of course, when a painter paints aristocrats, they do paint them in the best light.
Right.
It's sort of like when you walk into a rich person's house and you see their portrait above the fireplace and you go, who's that?
Right.
It looks far too good for the person that
person
you see
doesn't
in
live
front
here.
of you. That person doesn't live. Yeah, so we don't really know what Tocqueville looked like. But his image has been great on our materials. I think my favorite is the bobblehead. Yeah. And then the pillow.
The pillow's really good too.
The pillow with Tocqueville's image on it. So our students are collecting these things because they get them as prizes for various things, right?
Yes. And I mean, who knows? Maybe we can give it to more people in the future.
Yeah. So if you want to email us, our email address is on the website, and we have coffee mugs.
Yes.
With just Tocqueville's eyes
across it.
Which is really both endearing and creepy at the same time.
It's a conversation starter, if nothing else.
It definitely is. But, his eyes, he saw so far into the future.
Yeah.
And he saw so deeply that I think is really important.
I agree.
And I'm only saying that half tongue-in-cheek, because it really is true. He was a very insightful guy. He could see pretty far into the future. But so, yes, all of those things are so important. I find it wonderful to work with you because you're not trained in political theory. Neither am I, frankly. But you do have a curiosity that the students latch onto. And you can converse with them at levels that are deeper than just, hey, put up these posters. So I appreciate that a great deal. And I also appreciate that you make the phone calls to the restaurants for reservations and things like that.
That's a huge part of my job.
You're a much better person on the phone than I am. So I appreciate that tremendously. How do you, what is your experience of dealing with our students? Like, what are the high highs and the low lows about working with Furman students and particularly Tocqueville students?
I have always found Furman students, and I love hearing this from our guests when they come to do their talks on campus. They usually always say something along the lines of, wow, your students ask great questions, and they really seemed like they cared and were interested. And I think they read my book. And I really love that is a compliment that we keep hearing from our guests. And my interactions with the students, it's spot on. The students do seem to really care and to be really interested in the topics and in pursuing knowledge, especially our Tocqueville students. They are really dialed in to learning. They're curious. They want to ask good questions. They're excited to meet scholars and public academics in these spheres that they're interested in. That is I never tire of seeing that and hearing that and feeling that from our students. I wish I was in class with them sometimes. I wish I could see, kind of what they're learning throughout the day, not just sort of this fun thing that they like to do, the Tocqueville, as a Tocqueville Fellow. And I think that's one of my favorite parts of the Tocqueville Center in general, is that truly the mission is asking the big questions, trying to find the big answers, if we can ever find an answer to these big questions. And I think the students really embody that. They stay curious, they push themselves, they hear speakers and read things that might challenge their worldview that they come to college with, which is kind of the point of college, is hearing and learning as much as you can to form yourself and your thought process and who you want to be. And I think the Tocqueville Fellows and the students involved in the Tocqueville Fellows are some of the best examples of that philosophy.
So what are some of the frustrations you have working with 18 to 22-year-olds?
They check their email even less than some of the professors, if you can imagine.
No, I can't imagine that.
And some of our busiest speakers, I mean, we had Tim Alberta from The Atlantic, and, he's a busy man. He didn't answer very many of my emails. Some of the students are right there with him, how few emails they answer. But they usually are good-natured when you need to really nail them down to give you, just give me your T-shirt size. A simple question. Do you want steak or chicken? What do you want? But like any group of people you would be with, there are people in the group that are very good at managing that group. So I rely a lot on our interns to help get the other fellows in line. The interns are very helpful for me. So I have a very positive experience usually with the students.
It's mostly just getting them to put up posters.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be one of the hardest things. They just hate to go around to the buildings hanging stuff up.
I know.
But,
and they're in all the buildings way more than I am, so they should really, But on the whole, it's a great and rewarding experience getting to work with and meet them all. I don't get to know them all super deeply, so that's maybe a low. I'd like to get to know more of them.
Well, we'll have to figure out ways of doing that.
Yeah.
You could always, stay a little longer every Thursday night from 5:30 to 6:30 and hang out with them. But I'm sure your husband might wish that weren't the case.
And so. I might get in trouble for not doing the required reading beforehand. There will be homework involved.
I would say occasionally a few of the students fall into that category. But no, I mean, I think for the most part, you're right. They do read the stuff. Mm-hmm. These students are the ones that still read. Yeah. And they still read books.
Some of them don't even have an Instagram, which might be interesting to some of our listeners. I'm a millennial. That sounds crazy to me, that a person younger than me wouldn't have Instagram. Some of them don't have Instagram, don't have social media, and they read. I
think that might be somewhat unique to the Tocqueville program.
I think so.
But I don't think it's entirely. I'm hearing more about Gen Zers getting off of their phones. Yeah. They still have them. They still use them for researching papers, for instance.
Right. I've seen a few type papers on a phone, which I don't
my goodness, that would be like a one-pager.
Yeah, surely.
But students spend a lot of time on their phone researching papers. But they have run into deep problems with social media and are actually getting off of it and finding that their mental health improves dramatically. Yeah. So, and then some kind of ease back on. But I haven't seen statistics on this, but I do think that there is at least a group of Gen Zers who are saying this stuff is terrible for us and we need to manage it better. And if managing it means getting off of it, at least for a time, that's a good thing. I also noticed that around Lent, some of our more liturgical students were fasting from their Instagram accounts and stuff.
And before I read, Democracy in America, I would need to do a digital detox just for my attention span to be
Yeah.
to be there long enough to read the book. So I think they're way ahead of us in that regard.
The great thing about Democracy in America is all the chapters are really short, except for a couple of. There's one on slavery that's really long. It's a very important one.
Yeah.
But so you could actually read it in small chunks and then go back to Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe you could
Great. My
post
summer
about what you
plans.
just did. You'll become like a major scholar of Tocqueville through Instagram.
Through the internet. Yeah.
You never know. All right. Well, what are you looking forward to next year?
I'm always excited to meet the new speakers, to hear their thoughts, to know what their scholarship is. That's always exciting to me because I get to interact with them for a little bit.
Yeah, probably more than a lot of even some of the students because you are emailing them and talking to them on the phone, and then when you meet them, they feel like they know you,
Right.
which I always think is really a good thing.
Yes. I mean, I can't, Robert Putnam sent me flowers after his visit.
Oh, yes, that's
So
right.
I mean,
that
I
was
can't.
really amazing.
That's really amazing. Really a highlight, I think, of my entire journey here at Furman. Those kinds of relationships, even small, even short, I always enjoy. Even if it's just, hey, welcome. We're going to put you in this office for the day. What kind of coffee do you like? It's nice to have that interaction with these folks coming in, many of whom I do not know. So it's nice. That's always fun. I'm excited. I think every year since we've been working together, you have a new idea by the end of the school year. So
and no new staff to do it.
No new
Just
staff.
pile more on.
So we have some new ideas going into next year. We are constantly learning from mistakes, or maybe not even mistakes, maybe just, well, that didn't go exactly as planned. What can we tweak? So the new, I'm always excited by the new thing. I'm not a super creature of habit, so I like the new challenge, the update of the thing.
That's why we work together so well, because I get bored very quickly.
Yeah.
And about some things, I mean, I don't get bored with my scholarship or my teaching, but I do get bored with administrative tasks, and I always have to have something new. So, like we've been talking about, we want to develop the curriculum more and add a minor to our to the number of things that we do, and increase the attention to Beaumont Fellows, which is something we started this year and really had a lot of great success.
Yeah.
And you'll help out with that. And we've got Tocqueville Scholars coming up. We just had a very successful Din's Day. Tell them how much we raised.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot because I won't have the exact number.
But
for those of you that don't know, Din's Day is sort of a Furmanized day of giving that we establish. I think it's 10 or 11 years old we've been doing it. It happens on the last day of class. So semester's over and the kids are playing and the adults are asking for money. So this year we pushed Din's Day, specifically trying to fundraise for our Tocqueville Scholars. And I think reported early, we had over $60,000. I can now report it's over $80,000 that we ended up raising. So we'll get that exact number back out to our donors and our followers, but that's an amazing amount of money that is going directly into these amazing students that we've been talking about that will help them ask bigger questions.
So last year we raised over $100,000, but that's because we got a gift of $100,000.
Right.
This year we raised over $80,000, and we didn't have a huge. We had some big-ish gifts, but not $100,000.
Yes.
So that was really good, and thank you for those of you who are listening for donating. That is going to help us build out Tocqueville Scholars and the journal that we are launching and those kinds of things. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next year, and we can't really announce our speaker series yet, but we are getting close, and that's going to be coming out here in the next couple of months.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about the speakers we have. Well, Lucy, thank you so much for popping in and giving us your perspective. We should do this again next year because it's a lot of fun to hear what you're seeing among our students. And and let's all have a good summer, okay?
Yes. Yeah. Everybody have a good summer. Get outside. Touch grass. Put your phone down.
Right. All right. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Tocqueville Talks. This episode was produced by Audrey Enghauser. Lucy Southwell provided administrative support. The theme music is called The Girl I Left Behind Me, a popular folk song in early 19th century America, here performed by Jacob Taylor Armerding. To learn more about our lecture series and events, our Tocqueville and Beaumont Fellows programs for undergraduates, and to listen to episodes, watch event recordings, or support our work, search on Google for the Tocqueville Center at Furman University. If you enjoyed the episode, please like, subscribe, comment, and share Tocqueville Talks on all your favorite listening services. And visit our YouTube channel for full recordings of past events and episodes. Until next time, goodbye.